Don't go crazy, keep your sanity. Stop doing those crazy things. Don't go crazy, keep your sanity. You know you'll win in the end.
Hello, and welcome back to Can Angels Fly 1970. I'm Nancy, and I'm here to do a video about cycles. People keep emailing me and making comments below my videos and are inquiring about what are cycles. Everyone is saying, what do you mean when you use the term cycle? What do you mean when you say a cycle's ending or a new cycle is beginning? So, I'm going to cover that in this video. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I broke my last pair of glasses, so you know what I say, just ride the wave with me. So, first thing I like to do is look at the definition of a cycle. And so I went to my favorite place, www.dictionary.com, to find the definition of cycle or definitions of cycle. All right. It says, a cycle, any complete, round, or series of occurrences that repeats or is repeated. The next definition is a round of years or a reoccurring period of time, especially one in which certain events or phenomena repeat themselves in the same order and at the same intervals. Last definition, and this is in relationship to physics. It says, a sequence of changing states that upon completion produces a final state identical to the original state. You know, I like to also give some synonyms to whatever term I'm using. And the synonym for cycle is course, period, rhythm, round, chain, series, circle, or loop. And we know what like a loop is when you're going to keep ending up back where you started. You end up back where you started. Lesson says, oh, and I made a little note here that says, if you end up back where you started, that means no growth. That you have not learned the life lesson required to evolve to the next level or the next life experience. All right, let's see. The purpose of the cycle. Let's talk about the purpose of the cycle. The beginning of a life experience is what it's about when I talk about the beginning of a cycle. I repeat, it's the beginning of a life experience. It's a new project, a new urge, a new passion. It could be the beginning of a new job, a new relationship, a new class. It could be a move or a relocation. It could be a new home, a new financial opportunity, a new health issue, a new health regimen, social connection, any opportunity for something new. New cycle. It can be the onset of an urge to push you or pull you into partaking or to pursuing something. You know, you could have the urge to go on a diet. You could have a revelation all of a sudden. And that revelation leads you into a new cycle once you follow it. And that revelation says, okay, I got to get my health together. I have to change my eating habits. I might have to exercise. That's a new cycle, you know? And so as you partake in that new cycle, you begin to go to what I call the middle ground, or the middle portion of the cycle, or the meat and potatoes of the cycle, where you actually have the life experience. Since I started talking about health, you know, getting healthy, I guess I'll continue with that example. So you have this enlightenment, and that's the beginning of a new cycle. So, oh my God, I have to change the way I eat. I'm becoming increasingly unhealthy or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to cut out sugar. I'm going to cut out carbs. I'm going to cut out soda. I'm going to cut out salt. I'm going to become vegan. And I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. I never exercise. I have enlightenment. And now I'm about to do the middle part, the meat and potatoes. I'm going to live that experience out. And I have here, it says, it is to actively be involved in some type of communication, physical interaction, activities, daily works that ultimately reveal to you. It reveals to you something. The meat and potatoes, that life experience is going to reveal to you something. Now, speaking of health, changing your health regimen, it should reveal to you how that change has an effect on your body over time. You losing weight, so you might feel lighter, leaner, fitter. Your bones might not pop, your joints might not pop. Your knees might not hurt because you're starting to slim down. So you're living out the meat and potatoes. You're getting the experience, and you're finding out what being healthy is really about. Now, let's parallel this part of the cycle to life in other aspects. Again, I'm talking about, another really common focus is relationships. And so you meet a new love. You say, oh yeah, this is the one. That's the onset. That's the new project or the new urge or the new passion. And you go after it. And so your passion or your desire or your need to belong is what pulls you, fuels you, or motivates you, or pushes you to engage with that person, to learn who they are. Learn who they are. That's the meat and potatoes. So now you two are interacting. You're socializing. You're going to barbecues. You're working together. You're socially interacting. And you're getting really involved with each other. Oh, I forgot I made some little index cards. Example of me meeting that special someone. I just feel like being silly tonight. Ride the wave of you. So it's me and this new passion, this guy. And so we get together and we really start working together. We work with friends and family, And the question is, as we work together, as we interact together, what is being produced? Over time, he and I should be learning something. It's like, what are we producing? As he interacts with my family and I interact with his family or friends or friends, we're producing something. What about spirituality, or religion? I know it's written horribly. What is the outcome of it, of your interaction with this other person? Social interactions, just out in general, going out to lunch, hanging out, interacting with strangers, How does he act? Is he shy? Does he put you in a position that you feel uncomfortable? Does he throw you under the bus? Does he make you feel comfortable? These things are important. What's the result? What does it produce? What about when you work together? Do you have to do all the work? Do I have to do all the work? Or do we share in the work? What is the result of our work? How much can we produce? And at what rate do we produce it? What about sex? Does he like sex the way I do, or do I like it the way he does? Or is he into something that I'm not into? These are the questions that will be answered through my interaction with him. This is the meat and potatoes of a cycle. I have here that I'll just read what I wrote down. It says, "What is your interaction with each other? What does your interaction with each other produce? Over time, you both collect information pertaining to what I just mentioned. What are the results of your daily activity together? Is it the sexual interaction, the social interaction, the ability to negotiate or to cooperate, the ability to work together? How about the level of trust and commitment? You know, Overall, the goal is to find out if you two build each other up or break each other down. Now, once that information has been accumulated, you know, during the cycle, we had the onset, we met, we've been hanging out, doing all different things, learning about each other, and before long, a time comes, an event comes, a situation comes, a task or a challenge that'll manifest just so we, me, I'm most important, as you are most important, can discover or evaluate just how successful or unsuccessful our relationship or interaction is with that other. The other can be a person, a job, a home, a career. It could be religion. It could be school. It could be your family. It could be your kids. The other. Who are you interacting with? This other entity. How successful has your interaction been? What has your interaction produced? This is what a cycle is. You begin to interact with them for a purpose. You have your experiences with them. Then the event comes that makes you, or should make you, evaluate just how successful or unsuccessful your relationship with this other entity is. Now, if, I guess I can do the easier one. If all is well, if you go out to lunch and a stranger walks up and begins a conversation, he's just as comfortable as you, in having like chat. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't embarrass you or the other person. Thumb up. You and this person have a sexual relationship. It's very rhythmic. Yeah, you harmonize. Nobody's too freaky for the next person. You go to family's home to visit the family. You take each other to each other's family. And you know how to negotiate, the interaction, the new interaction. Because I'm a stranger to his people, or he's a stranger to mine. And so he learns how to negotiate me into this new surrounding to make me feel comfortable. I'm important to him. Or does he just kind of wander off and leave me, you, by yourself, not taking you into consideration? Or when a family member comes and really says something out of the way to you, does he just let it fly by and act like he doesn't see it? These are the things that create the evidence so that you know if you are being successful or not. Do you, say for instance, it's you and this other person, entity, is your job. You're giving your job all you got. You're there early, 15 minutes early. You're always punctual. You always dot your I's and cross your T's. Your presentations are amazing. Your appearance is amazing. You're professionally social, but yet the job is not sustaining you. It's not rewarding you for your job well done. Is someone stealing your work? Is the boss overlooking you? These kind of things say if you've been successful or not. Now, if by chance, after your interaction with this person or entity gives you this evidence that, you know, you're outside at the end. At the end, when you get through doing the evaluation, are you left in the cold? Are you separated? Are you isolated? Are you talked about? Are you thrown under the bus? You know, are you benefiting anything? Because if you're not, that's a problem. You know, it doesn't matter. I made one for man and woman. It doesn't matter. If you aren't unified, if you're not harmonizing, if you're not balanced, if what you are putting your life energy into is not manifesting something that is productive for the both of you, if you're not appreciating each other, there's a problem. Let me read my notes. Okay, it says once the information has been accumulated, a time or event, situation, task, challenge will manifest for the sole purpose of offering you the opportunity to evaluate the success level of your interaction with the other entity, person, institution, whatever. And so the question is, how uplifted are you by the interaction you have with that entity? It says, if it was reasonably, this was kind of what I went over, if it was reasonably productive and enhancing, then the entity, person, place, thing, job, whatever, is one that you can put your trust in, knowing fully and completely that their or its involvement in your life is an enhancement to your existence, your growth, your goals in your life. They, it, whatever the entity is, can and will continue to climb to the next level or move to the next cycle. They'll be there. They will be there as long as they are beneficial to you until the mission is fulfilled, whatever that mission may be, you know. But you know that they're going to serve their purpose. Now, on the other hand, if the entity, person, place, thing, whatever, job, career, home, whatever, friend, whatever, you know, produces resistance, challenges, drama, limitations, misery, sadness, regrets, denial, refusal, chaos, conflict, gossip, violence, abuse, decay, or makes you feel like you're stuck in a rut, any addictions, fears, or codependency, these are signs that you should be learning a life lesson. So, now, let's talk about life lessons. Are you learning the life lessons you need to learn while you are in a cycle? I said I'm feeling silly and artistic all at once. This is the cycle. It's onset, then the meet. Now, it is the challenge to see, or the evaluation period of the cycle. Are you learning? Okay, question. You may have a friend that when you're out and about, they like to degrade you. Or you can have a lover or boyfriend that likes to boss you around, tell you what you can wear, where you can go. Or you can have a coworker that likes to maybe talk about the boss or other employees. You know, it could be anything. You could have a neighbor that always lets the dog come use the bathroom on your grass and leave it there. You know, it could be anything, anything. And so my question is, do you need to learn to set boundaries because of that experience? Okay. Like I talked about the dog. You moved in this house. Oh, you love this new house. Then you met the neighbors from hell. They let their dog come use the bathroom on your lawn that you keep immaculate. Do you need to learn how to set boundaries? How do you set boundaries with a coworker that wants to talk about other employees or the boss? How do you set boundaries with a neighbor who allows their pet to come into your yard and do its bid? How do you set boundaries with a girlfriend that tries to belittle you, or a significant other that tries to control you? But this is a part of a cycle. It's a job to do. It's a lesson to be learned. You have to identify the lesson that you're supposed to learn through the experiences you've had with this person, place, thing, entity, whatever it is. And then, okay, another example. Do you need to learn how to regulate your emotions? You could be around a person that really pushes your buttons, and you start pulling your hair out, being belligerent, throwing stuff, breaking windows, get on the Facebook and say, whatever. Do you need to control your emotions? Because I'm friends with this person on Facebook, they pissed me off. Now I'm on Facebook writing God knows what because I'm angry. So it would result in something, or vice versa. And so, do you have to learn how to control your emotions? It says, do you need to learn how to manage your material possessions? That's a good one. Some people love to shop, and they will go out and spend beyond their means. Because they love to shop, they go spend and they get carried away, they spend beyond their means. And then what? Hard times, hardships, begging, borrowing, taking loans. That creates a cycle, a continuous spiraling cycle that you can't get out of without setting boundaries for yourself, rules to follow, regulations. But I'll come back to that. Next one. Do you need to learn to be humble? Some people got really big egos. They're always right. And it may just be that they need to learn how to be humble. And these lessons can be extremely challenging. But, okay, even though they're challenging, the question emerges. Did you identify the problem? Did you identify the lesson? Why you're stuck in this cycle, in the meat of the cycle? Actually, you've been through the meat of the cycle, and now the time has come where it's hitting the fan, and you don't know what's going on. You got to take a close look. Look at your association. Look at what it produced. And then see if that what was produced was uplifting to you or something that drug you down. Once you're able to identify that, now like I said, if it's uplifting, that's beautiful. That means you can just keep it moving. But if it's dragging you down in any way, there's a lesson to be learned. And so you need to go back into that and look at that association, that attachment, that connection, whatever it is. Like I said, a house, a job, a car, a person, whatever entity it is outside of yourself that you're interacting with that has produced something. When it's negative, there's a lesson to be learned. Now, okay, well, did you come to an understanding, an answer to your challenge? That's the next one. Okay. Once you've gone through that and you've gone over and said, okay, well, I understand that this person that I've been involved in does not have my best interests in their heart or at their heart. So I need to put space between us. That can be a resolution. First step. If that doesn't work, then I might need to break off that association. So it's about identifying the challenge, the problem, and correcting the error so that you can move forward. Anyway, if yes, you have identified the problem, then universe requires for you to go to move forward, to go and to do it. I mean, whatever you found out is the problem. Universe is saying, okay, you know what it is. You've come up with some answers. Now go do it. Live it out. Show it. Live it. Be it. And when you have that hands down, then you will move on to the next phase, to the next cycle. However, if you have not met the challenge or identified the challenge, you haven't learned the life lesson or have come to an understanding about what you need to do in order to correct your error, strengthen your weakness, or correct your flaw, then you will continue in the same cycle. That means you will continue to face the same experiences. Note, you can burn out a situation, relationship, experience, etc. But know this, you will attract the same or similar experience with new people, jobs, situations, circumstances, entities. Just so you can learn what your weakness is and correct it. Anyway, the ultimate goal for moving from one cycle to the next and one level to the next is get you to, that's a shame. I wrote it and can't read it, so I'll just try to read it. Okay, the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal of a cycle, is the cycle is to get you to end one and move to the next level. It's to get you to experience life and life abundantly. I'm on to the next cycle. That's the next time. Bye.
Don't go crazy, keep your sanity. Stop doing those crazy things, don't go crazy. Keep your sanity. You know you'll win in the end, don't go